Hello, Mordrim here. I was experimenting quite a bit with the tool world tiers available during the beta and wanted to present my findings and thoughts here. For those that do not know, World Tier 2 increases the experience you gain by killing monsters by 20% and the gold you loot by 15%. Enemies are also quite a bit harder, but not by much. As far as loot goes, there seems to be no difference in quality or quantity of equipment dropped by trash, bosses, chests, events, or anything at all. You get the same stuff in both tiers. For this, let's have a look at the Butcher. I managed to kill this one quite a few times and found there to be no difference between World Tier 1 and World Tier 2 in terms of loot. The Butcher always dropped the legendary for me, no matter the difficulty. World Tier 2 was just harder. He's a bit more aggressive, deals more damage and has more HP. He is possible to kill on certain builds, but I found it to be much easier on World Tier 1. Speaking of difficulty, let's compare the kill times of bosses at a static gear level. Trash was one shot for both tiers, so there's no difference here. For this I was using a 432 AP Lightning Storm Druid and killed the Flesh Caverns boss multiple times. My findings conclude that there is roughly a 40% increase in kill time for World Tier 2, meaning even with pretty good gear and damage I was not able to offset the increased difficulty to benefit from the boni I get for World Tier 2. If you one-shot trash on both difficulties, you would need to somehow get 25% additional clear speed to offset the 20% increased experience per monster kill. This is possible, but only with quests, renown and event experience, so you need to micromanage those. However, there is a massive drawback here. We drop the same amount of loot, but at the same time we also kill less mobs per level, because we get 20% increased experience on World Tier 2, meaning we get effectively less loot than World Tier 1 per level. This makes it more likely to fall behind on a build and clear even slower. Next, a bit about the world boss Ashava. This one I only managed to kill in World Tier 1, got one legendary drop and one legendary out of the weekly reward. However, I'm fairly certain there is no increase in quality or quantity found here, at least not from what I could see by watching others play. So what about the additional gold? World Tier 2 provides us with a 15% more gold drop by monsters multiplier. This one doesn't affect the sell price of items. Sadly, that also means this bonus is really bad. Most of the gold you will be getting is from selling items. It's a substantial amount, so World Tier 1 again comes out on top. We kill more monsters, have more chances for rare and legendary items and can sell those for multiple thousands of gold. And gold is very important for crafting, especially for aspects, legendaries, rolls and upgrading gear. The Gambler is also not affected by the world tier, and like I already mentioned, quests, renown and event experience is also not affected. So let's wrap this one up. My findings indicated World Tier 1 is superior in loot and gold. You will have to kill substantially more monsters for each level, but this also means more equipment drops. The Butcher is also much easier, which is now a great source for legendaries due to him dropping a guaranteed one. But this is also a double-edged sword. You are less likely to fall behind in terms of gear, but you also are leveling significantly slower. If you manage to get your build up to speed and start to blast through content, I would highly recommend World Tier 2 for the additional experience and challenge. Otherwise, stick with World Tier 1. Now this concludes my thoughts on world tiers. I personally will be starting with World Tier 1 and swap to World Tier 2 when I feel like my build is ready. If you want more of the juicy content, make sure to like, sub and comment. And if you want to support me some more, make sure to check out my Patreon, PayPal and channel membership. So see you next time and bye.